So, I'm en route once again to the allotment. You can see from the area that I'm walking through, there's been a quite heavy frost. This, I have to say, is the heaviest frost we've had this year. And I don't just mean as in the last 12 odd days. I mean probably since whatever things we had in March of 2013. So this is quite considerable for us. It's not enough to stop any plants from thinking that it's spring, even though we're told that snow is on the way. And really, this, I am told, is the same area of weather that brought the US colossal amounts of snow a week, 2-3 weeks ago. So you can see that this is all that's left when it's got to us, just a hard frost. Aren't we the lucky ones? I haven't been to the allotment since the 8th of December. It's now the 12th of January. We decided that it was best to take the festive period off. We had too much other stuff to do, and of course the garden wasn't doing anything, it wasn't going anywhere. Even though it wasn't actually in dormancy, it was quite slow growing. We decided that we'd come back this weekend because last weekend the weather was appalling. And this weekend we've started to dig in some of the green manure, which is the trefoil. The thing about that is that in theory you leave the whole bed covered in trefoil until you're ready to plant something in there, and obviously we haven't even started sowing our seeds yet, although I have heard that just this week we've entered our the majority of our seeds that we wanted from catalogues in. It won't be the total sum, but quite a lot of the seeds now are on their way to us. But we didn't want to wait for them to be grown for two reasons. Firstly, we were a bit worried about the weed content within the trefoil, and secondly, there's going to be snow, or there's going to be the forecast of snow very shortly, and we don't know how long that's going to go for. If it's still snowing when we're supposed to be planting out, and we haven't even dug in the green manure, we're going to be in trouble. So we want to dig the green manure in now, so that when it snows, the moment it stops snowing, if that encroaches on the growing programme, we won't have an issue with putting things straight in. Being that it's likely to snow between now and then, we can be assured of dormancy and nothing growing in the place of the trefoil. Well, that is the perceived wisdom we're working on anyway. Well, it appears that I'm the first one here, maybe the first one in the whole the whole of the allotment. So it's a good time to have a look around and see what's going on. First, obviously, everything is buried under a layer of frost, but that's fine. Our strawberries down here, we were thinking of spacing them out. I don't know if we've waited too long to do that now or not. As you can see, they were in a little line, and some of them have graduated sort of further and further out anyway. There are, I think, tiny sprouts on our sprout stalk. If we look down here, do we see tiny little sprouts somewhere down there? The frost will do them no harm at all, except that the plants aren't mature enough. They should be sort of up here by now. They were late ones, late entries from Mornington anyway. The cabbage is looking good, but the frost will damage them, because those really should have been eaten by now, but there we are. You can see the trefoil here. This is the stuff that we're going to have to start digging in now. Our cabbages down this side are keeping well, but again, you see, it's high time somebody actually ate that. And the purple sprouting broccoli has not yet sprouted by the looks of it, although that looks rather like, yep, that's the head, the first head we've got. That's going to be purple sprouting broccoli. Can't wait to prove that. Several times Sue has wanted to dig these up, convinced that they were some sort of kale that had passed their sell-by date, or that they weren't doing anything, and now I can show her a head of broccoli is developing. So, you know, there we are. It's these little things down here, they were given us, all of this was given us, but these have been my babies since I put them in. I've looked after them, I've pulled off all the dead leaves and everything, and finally I was convinced they were purple sprouting broccoli. Everybody else not so convinced, but there we are. Let's have a look and see what's going on over here. You can see that we've almost finished clearing everything now down there by the tree. This is an apple tree here. This area has been cleared. This is going to be the sort of terrace area, if I remember rightly. And you can see that the shell of the hothouse there, that's still coming down bit by bit. But no, I think this is where we were going to put the greenhouse. I can't quite remember now, it's been such a while. So this sort of area is a junky area, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with that yet. The one problem is my spring bank. I haven't actually planted any bulbs in this yet, and it's now quickly becoming too late. So I need to sort of have a conflab and see what we're going to do about that. And the same with the fact that I haven't actually managed to empty. Oh, it's frozen over. It's interesting, isn't it? Completely frozen over here. But that, under all that ice, in all that water, in fact that's bizarre, isn't it? This is must be a good inch of water there, and it's perfectly preserved. All the plants, they're still green, and they're now completely frozen. Isn't that so bizarre? Really bizarre. I guess they can probably still photosynthesize under that if the pressure isn't too great. Anyway, this was full of stones and dirt. The stones that we were emptying around the back of our shed, and the dirt which was supposed to go to fill up the rest of that flower bank, which I haven't done yet. So there we are. You can see the frost on there as well. Our white currant is kaput. This is gone now, and I think we'll probably try and dig up the rest of that as well at some point. I think we were going to open this whole bit up for fruit bushes. That's the red currant that's still there. That's the gooseberry bush, which needs trimming back, definitely, by the looks of it. Although we may be too late for that now as well, because those are new tips on our gooseberry bush already. All these purple bits, they're the new stock coming through. And my little alpine strawberries, which were rescued from down here, in fact, some of them are still doing quite well. So the onion hothouse, which is coming down bit by bit. So all in all, not too bad. Oh, look at that. If I come round here, I can actually show you. Do you see? Down there, new parts of rhubarb are coming up. That's the crown, and the little purpley pinky bits, those are the new bits. So the crown is still alive. It's suppose you'd expect it, wouldn't you? We haven't had snow or much, and this is probably the coldest it's ever got. So, still looking good. From this angle you can see that the frost is beginning to fade away. So down here we've got our tares. Again, these will need to be dug over soon, and that was the bit that we never actually got round to filling with any green manure. But you can see that it's now cold enough that even over the last month nothing's grown. So that's it. That's my first 2014 look at the allotment. It can only get better from here.